Hi, I'm Tim and welcome to part 2 of my Home Assistant full setup series for 2026. And in this episode, which is part 2, what we'll be doing is installing HACS and also the Zigbee2MQTT URL repository in Home Assistant. So what is HACS, you might ask? Well, it stands for the Home Assistant Community Store, and they provide a lot of additional add-ins and apps for Home Assistant that are not already included in the official store. So these can be very useful and we'll be using them later on in the series. So let's get started and install HACS and also the Zigbee2MQTT repository in Home Assistant. So here we are at the computer screen and you'll see I've got 3 tabs open at the top of this web browser window. So I've got the GitHub homepage. Now what you first need to do, if you haven't already done so, is to create a GitHub account. The URL is github.com, and what you need to do is just click on the sign up button in the top right corner, or if you've already got a GitHub account, which I have, then just log into GitHub and you'll see that I've done on this second tab here. So that will take you to the dashboard or your home section, which you can see on the screen here. So that's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything in GitHub at the moment until later on in the procedure. So also in the second tab now, I've got Home Assistant loaded up, which we installed in part 1 of my series. So you need to go to your welcome page and log in to Home Assistant, or if you've already logged in and not previously logged out, then it should automatically take you into the Home Assistant overview page or dashboard, whichever you like to refer to it as. So what we're going to do to install HACS, we're going to go to Settings at the left-hand side here. Then in Settings, we're going to select Apps. And then in the app screen, you'll see that there's nothing appearing here. Now, if things do appear, it means you've previously installed some apps before, and it will show you a lot of apps in the list. So whichever position you're at the moment, it doesn't really matter. So what we need to do is click on Install App, or if you've already got apps installed, like I've said, then it should take you directly to this page with your apps. So what you need to do is in the top right corner, click on the 3 dots, then select Repositories. And then what we're going to do is click the Add button, and we're going to type in the URL box https://github.com and then /HACS. So that's HACS and then /add-ons. And then we're going to click the Add button. Now this has now added the Home Assistant Community Store repository URL address, as you can see. And while we're in there, what we're going to also do is add Zigbee2MQTT repository. So again, click the Add button in the URL box, this time type in https://github.com/Zigbee2MQTT/HASIO. So that's HASIO-Zigbee2MQTT, and then click Add. And then you'll see we've now got 2 repositories added. So this second repository for Zigbee2MQTT is just useful to add in, as we can use it at a later date if you want to do so. You don't have to use Zigbee2MQTT, but it's always useful to have the repository there when or if you do want to do so in the future. So now that we've added those 2 repositories, what we're going to do is we're going to restart Home Assistant. So to do this, go to Settings at the bottom left corner, then select the System option, and then in the top right corner, select the Power button, and then select Restart Home Assistant, and then select the Restart button. And then all we need to do is wait about 1 minute for Home Assistant to restart and reload the page. Now you'll see it said Home Assistant has started at the bottom there. So now that we've restarted Home Assistant, what we'll do is again click on Settings at the bottom left corner, then go to Apps, and then what we're going to do is select Install App. Then in the search box at the top, we're going to type in get, so that's GET, and you'll see that we've got Get HACS appeared. So click on Get HACS, then select Install and wait for it to install. So now we've got Get HACS installed. We will then click on Start, and this has now added the Get HACS option. And then what we're going to do is restart Home Assistant once more by selecting Settings, System, and then in the top right corner select the power button and select Restart Home Assistant, and then click the Restart button. Now that you'll see Home Assistant has started at the bottom, which has just disappeared off the screen. And now what we're going to do is select Settings again, Devices and Services, and then select Add Integration, and then in the Setup New Integration search bar type in HACS, and you should see that we've got HACS appeared with the blue icon. So click on it and then tick all the options. So there's 4 boxes to tick, and click Submit. Now it's saying waiting for device activation. So what you need to do is click on the link where it says open https github.com login device. So click on that link and then select the continue button, and then it will ask you to authorize your device. So go back to your Home Assistant tab, copy the code, so highlight it, press Ctrl+C if you're on a PC, or I believe Command+C if you're on a Mac. Go back to the device activation tab and then paste in the authorize your device box the code, and then click continue. And now it's saying the authorization was requested from, and then your location, and all you need to do is click authorize HACS, and then it will say congratulations, you're all set, your device is now connected. So what we can do is close that browser window, and this will take you back to the Home Assistant tab, and you'll see we've got device created, and then device name of HACS, and then the area. Now if you want to allocate it to an area, say for example living room, kitchen or bedroom, you can do, but for this, to be honest, there's no point in doing so. So just click skip and finish, and now we have HACS installed. So if we go to settings at the bottom left corner again, select apps and then select install app, and you'll now see that we've got official apps listed in one section. We've got ESP Home, and then we've also got Home Assistant app Zigbee2MQTT. Now these 3 items have now appeared because we added the Zigbee2MQTT repository at the same time as adding the HACS repository as well. So if you scroll down a bit further, you should see we've now got the Home Assistant community apps. Now these are all the apps that are appearing from the HACS repository. So that's the Home Assistant Community Store apps. So that confirms that we've now added both HACS, so the Home Assistant Community Store repository, and also the Zigbee2MQTT repository into Home Assistant, ready when we want to install apps in an upcoming further video in this series. So just before we end this video, as a bonus tip, what you can also do now is go into settings and go to apps, and then you'll see we've got Get HACS still appearing there. Now you can actually remove Get HACS, so to do this all you need to do is select it and then select uninstall, and then select the slider to also remove app data, and then click uninstall, and then you'll get a tick. And then what you need to do is, once you see the uninstall icon again, just go back. So that confirms that Get HACS has now been removed. However, just to confirm, we still have HACS installed. As you'll see, it's at the left hand side menu option here, and you can also get to it by clicking settings and then apps, and then select install app, and you'll see we've still got the Home Assistant community apps listed there. So hopefully that's a bonus tip for you. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll be back again with more videos in this series, and also other videos as well on other subjects. Thanks for watching, take care, bye for now.